In the next, we will present the lives of disabled people, their average days, difficulties and needs. Let's get started.
Who are disabled? Who exactly is included? Those people who are in a worse economic and social situations compared to the national average are called disabled. State in invention supports programs aiming to improve their situation.
For example, a person without limbs, with paralyzed or damaged limbs, is considered to be disabled. It also includes people with sensory problems, such as the blind, the deaf, the mute, and the deaf-mute. The group also includes those with mental handicaps. These have thousands of types and names, such as ADHD or autism.
There are also disabled people who live with the handicapping disease, but its circulatory system, diabetes, infection, long-term disease, or any other health inequality. But in the next we will work with the wheelchairs, users, and blinds.
In the next, we will show an interview with Bogi Német and Serial Talk.
Well, I had a car accident almost 15 years ago, and I am paraplegic, which means that I cannot move my legs at all, so I need a wheelchair to move around. So that's what I need, and preferably quite nice environment, which means that it should be flat, it should be barrier-free, but it's a dream.
Okay, I got into an accident when I was 10 years old. It was about 33 years ago, so I've been in a wheelchair since then. I'm also a paraplegic. That means that I cannot move or feel my legs, so I need a wheelchair for everyday use. So we use it at home, on the street, and of course wheelchair accessible facility or something is very important to us, but we can manage without it as well. So sometimes we don't have it, sometimes we have it. It's good when you have something that is wheelchair accessible. So I got into the accident when I was 10 years old. So I grew up like this. So when I was a kid, a lot of things changed, but it wasn't that drastic. I think when you are an adult and your life is a certain way and there is a big change, like when you have an accident, you have to use a wheelchair for the rest of your life. It's a more drastic change. When you are a child, it's more of a gradual change. And when you grow up, things happen, you notice things that you can do things differently than your peers. So that is a problem. It's not a sudden change, it's always a little bit of a change, but what you notice that is different than the others around.
We often need help because not everything is wheelchair friendly. For example, your school is not wheelchair friendly, and we came to a wedding in September, which was held here, so we needed 4 strong guys to take us upstairs. Or we cannot use every kind of public transportation. The local buses are okay, but coaches and coaches are not wheelchair friendly, and it's a little bit complicated to travel by train because you have to let them know in advance that you will come so that you will be prepared, so you can't miss the train because then it's tough luck. So we mostly travel by car. We have our own cars, and it's much easier to get around. Well, from the government, if you're an active wheelchair user, which means that it's quite fast, it's a light chair, it's not electric, it's much easier to move around with it, but it's very expensive, so it's over $1 million for it. And if you work or have a child or you study, then you get it for free every 6 years from the government. And I think it's a very good opportunity. And also some other equipment you can get from the government. Of course, there will be some more changes or needs that would be nice, but at least we have this. And of course, we get some benefits as well. But making more wheelchair-friendly places, it would be nice.
Well, I don't know. The world doesn't really need to change. The people's perspective is good. The people's perspective, the everyday people's perspective is good, as Bobby mentioned. So they are very helpful usually. There are some cases when I met some people that are not very friendly, because I think it's because they are not exposed to this. So maybe exposure, maybe more information about disabilities in general. Maybe you should learn about it in school. Maybe you should have more information about it on the TV or on the radio or on the internet. More accessible information about disabilities.
Running after my kid when she goes to a non-wheelchair friendly place. Probably.
Yeah, raising a child, we have a 19-month-old girl who is very active, so we have to always think ahead what she might do. So we can't run after her everywhere, so we have to think in advance. So the biggest challenge now is raising our child, but yes, life in a wheelchair is very different in a way that you have to think in advance. So if you travel somewhere, you have to know where are accessible bathrooms. So everybody has to go to the toilet. So we have to think in advance, okay, when we are there, is there an accessible bathroom there that we can use? So it's more of a preparation every time. You have to think in advance, and you have to know your surroundings, where you can go, what you can access. I think that is the most challenging everyday part of being in a wheelchair.
In conclusion, these people are just as same as we are, so we should treat them like our friends. And they can live a full and happy life just with less opportunities. So how can we help them? For example, for a blind person, we can show the right direction, or we can help them get through the road. Or for wheelchair users, if they have a difficult obstacle on the street, we can help them get through it.
For these people, communities can be helpful. Here they can share their difficulties with each other and they can spend time together. Moving, hobbies and entertainments are very important to them too. Most of them are really good people and we can learn so much from them.